Hello crafty friends and welcome to Create with Kalia. I'm Kalia. Today I'm going to be working on days 3 and 4 of my Days of December 6x8 album. If you watched my first video of this series, you'll remember that I'm using the Reindeer Days Designer Series paper for this album. For today's pages I'm going to be using a strip of these red birds and the red and white Jingle Bell pattern paper from this suite. I've cut out 2 pieces of the red Jingle Bell paper in 2-inch by 6-inch segments for these pages. I'm adhering these down to the tops of both of my pages. Then I'm going to use the strip of red bird paper cut at about 3/4 of an inch by 6 inches long for the strip underneath the red paper. Next, I'm going to take a 1/4 inch piece of green garden festive glimmer paper and use that to cover the seam created by the 2 pattern papers. When I have 2 busy pattern papers next to each other like this, I prefer to add a transition strip of either cardstock or glimmer paper to help my eye make the transition more easily. I also really love adding some extra shine to this layout. When I'm using transition strips like this, I also tend to cut them a little bit longer if possible so that I can cut any excess off at the end, which ensures that I've made the piece long enough. I'm going to adhere the second piece of festive glimmer paper to my layout, and then I'm going to bring my photographs back in. When I add my photos back onto my layout, I can clearly see that I need a mat of some kind behind them. I've printed them with a white border around them, in part so that I don't have to add 2 mats. I prefer to have a white mat around most of my photographs because it helps to make the photographs pop when you're looking at them. I've cut my photos down to 4x4 for the left-hand page and 3.5 by 2.5 for the right-hand page photographs. I cut mats that are 1/4 of an inch larger than the size of the photograph out of the Real Red 2-tone cardstock. I also realized that I want to bring some additional color into this layout, so I decided to blend on some Real Red ink. As you can see, I'm dabbing my blender on the Real Red ink spot and then dabbing off a little bit on some scrap cardstock before I gently bring the color into the edges and the corners of my layout. I'm only going to be doing the blending on the white cardstock that's showing. I will, however, take the ink pad when I'm done with this and ink along the edges of the full piece of cardstock, including on the pattern paper. Once I'm done with that step, it's time to bring my photographs back in and start embellishing. The picture on the left-hand side of my layout is our advent calendar. It's gnome themed, so you're going to see that I bring in some gnome embellishments for this layout. There's also a small red bird in the background of the advent calendar, and that's why I chose to make a strip with the red bird paper for this layout. I've also cut out gnomes from the Mini Garden Gnomes retired stamp set from Close to My Heart. I've colored these gnomes using Spectrum Noir Tri-Blend markers in the colors of light green blend, pale pink blend, burnt orange blend, tan shades, coral shades, fair skin blend, and dark red blend. I've stamped the numbers on my layout using the Magical Days stamp set from Close to My Heart and Real Red ink. I've also used retired Close to My Heart die cuts to cut the numbers out. And I've matted my numbers using Garden Green Festive Glimmer paper. I stamped Special Delivery in the Gnomes sign on the right-hand side of my page using Garden Green ink and the Like Nobody Elf stamp set from Close to My Heart. I chose Special Delivery because the right-hand side of the page is going to be talking about a night when my son and I ordered pizza because we just didn't feel like going out. And I thought that the Special Delivery sign would be a fun little accent to include. I've popped both of the gnomes up off my pages using foam tape, and I'll be using thin 3D foam tape on the numbers so that they're not quite as high. I'm using the different thicknesses of 3D foam tape to help create more dimension in my layout, and because I want the gnome's hat on the left-hand side to be slightly in front of the number. Next, I'm going to bring in my sticker sheets from the Reindeer Days Memories and More card pack. I really like these little gifts that are on the sticker sheet and thought it would be fun to add some gifts into the Gnomes wheelbarrow. I choose one of the green gifts and one of the red gifts to stick with the theme that I've been going with in the way that I colored both of the gnomes. I do like some of the pool party colored embellishments that are on this sticker sheet, and they would go nicely with the strip of red bird paper. However, there's also some blue in my photo that doesn't quite match pool party, so I decided that that's not the right choice for this layout. I try out several different options of which gift stickers to combine to create my little embellishment cluster. I'm having trouble finding a green sticker and a red sticker that give me the right height and also fit into the wheelbarrow. And that's when I realized that I can just cut down this red sticker to the size that I want. When I tuck it in behind the lip of the wheelbarrow, it gives the look that I was going for. I do decide to prop the gifts up on some thin 3D foam tape as well to give them some added dimension. When I've completed that step, I am ready to add my journaling to my layout. On the left-hand side, I've decided to do some strip journaling up at the top of the page. It's the best place for me to do my journaling for this page. I've typed out the story for this page on my inkjet printer and then cut the lines apart so that I can attach them in strips. This allows me to have some journaling, but also have the pattern paper peek through and break up the journaling so it isn't in one large block. I've printed the journaling for the right-hand page on some clear Avery labels. This allows me to have journaling on my page while also allowing the background to show through. I don't particularly like my handwriting, and so I prefer to print out my stories. As I continue to look at my pages, I feel like something is missing, so I start looking at the sticker sheets again. I try out a variety of different stickers around the bottom of both of these layouts and finally decide that what I need are a few more gifts on the right-hand page by the gnome. I find another red gift and another green gift that work perfectly in this corner of my layout. With the addition of that sticker, I feel like my layout is complete. I love that I've created a visual triangle by having 3 different areas that have embellishments. I've told my story and included my journaling on both of these pages. I hope that you've enjoyed watching this layout come together, and please make sure to check out the playlist of the other layouts that I'll be doing for this series. Please make sure to like and subscribe so that you don't miss any of the upcoming layouts, and check out the video's description for the complete list of supplies I've used. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and craft on.